be celebrating big on Saturday. We're going to have a lot of, and if there's any protesters that wants to come out, they will be met with very big force. By the way, for those people that want to protest, they're going to be met with very big force. They'll be met with very heavy force.
Well, it sounds like Mr. Golden Dawn is threatening the American people. How wonderful. Now, he's not the only one firing off threats right now. Coming out the other day, we had an Al-Qaeda leader. I'm not going to even try to pronounce his name. You know what? What the heck? I'm sure you guys could use some comedic relief right now. Let's try this together. Saeed bin Atif al-Awaki al-Awaki. So yeah, there you go. An Al-Qaeda leader has now called for American Muslims to wage jihad on U.S. soil and to assassinate Mr. Golden Dawn, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Mr. Chippy Chippy in the brain. What a coincidence in timing. I'm sure everything going on right now is completely organic. Nothing is orchestrated. Yeah, okay. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of weird things going on, a lot of weird coincidences, and I wanted to bring this to your attention if you've not seen this by now. But this came out last year, 2024, of April, the National Blueprint of Biodefense, Immediate Action Needed to Defend Against Biological Threats, which was a report of the Bipartisan Commission of Biodefense. If you're wondering what this 177-page report is about, well, the report plays out this specific hypothetical scenario right here. Joint inquiry into administration and congressional actions before and during the bioterrorist attacks of July 4th, 2025. What a specific date. As you can read at the top, the following hypothetical opening remarks by the chair of the Congressional Joint Inquiry provide context for this report by portraying a biological attack sufficient to cause the catastrophic consequences warned of by the Bipartisan Commission on Biodefense. As you can see in this report, they want to establish a national public health data system. They want to establish a biosurveillance federal advisory committee. They want to implement targeted plant biosurveillance and strengthen territorial biosurveillance and data collection. I wonder what company will get the government contract. Could it possibly be the same company that is getting paid by ICE $30 million to build an immigration operating system for surveillance? I guess we will just have to wait and see. Now, just a side note coming from Mr. Tinfoil Hat Matt over here is how you have the name, the Apollo Program for Biodefense. It sure seems like these individuals are obsessed with Apollo. And of course, they need to get their number 33 in there somewhere, how they had 33 recommendations made in their earlier report years ago before the whole situation of 2020. Now, what comes to my mind after seeing this right here is the Johns Hopkins event that took place in 2019. Now, for those who do not know or remember, this event was a pandemic preparedness exercise conducted on October 18th of 2019. It was a collaboration between the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, the World Economic Forum, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious going on with these organizations right here at all. And now this exercise simulated a fictional vid pandemic to identify the challenges and necessary coordination among global businesses, governments, and public health organizations during a severe outbreak. The simulated scenario involved a novel zoonotic virus similar to SARS that originated in bats, spreading to pigs, and then to humans. Where have I heard this story before? It became easily transmissible, person to person, and resulted in a severe pandemic. I'm not sure about you guys, but this whole situation right here really reminds me of that event. And once again, more coincidences in timing with this article coming out yesterday, how a scientist arrested in the U.S. for smuggling biological material. And as we can see in this article, this case marks the third instance in recent weeks of an individual being accused of similar activities, raising concerns about biosecurity and international research practices. As we saw from this article coming out on June 3rd, where two individuals were charged with smuggling potential agroterrorism fungi into the U.S. And go figure, one of the individuals was 33 years old. That number sure likes to pop up a lot. I also find it very interesting how this article came out a week ago. The AI threat to public health. No one is thinking about a fake bioterrorist attack. A disease does not have to be real to cause worldwide damage. Oh, no, you don't say. In this article, the author goes on to state how they fear a more immediate threat, a rogue actor using existing AI tools to simulate a bioterrorism attack that would destabilize a region or the world. You literally cannot make this up. In this article, they go on to talk about, let's consider a scenario that keeps me up at night. Two nuclear powers accusing each other of bioterrorism. What's the time frame they use in this hypothetical scenario? It's July 2025. Where have I seen that before? And in this scenario, we have WhatsApp users in India being forwarded videos showing patients lying on medical cots, withering in pain while covered in a disfiguring rash that looks like smallpox. The videos say that these are images of real patients from a remote clinic on the Indian side of the line of actual control with China, an area in the Himalayas in which there is no internationally recognized border and there are frequent armed conflicts. Which then in this scenario, the videos go viral, causing the world to go into chaos, where then these officials discuss the need to lock down the community and have security services block any movement near the border with China. But in reality, the audio, pictures, and video have been fabricated by an extremist group using widely available AI tools and exploiting social media algorithms. But it doesn't even matter that the videos are fake because the response is real. Military commanders from both sides call for preventative measures to prevent another bioterrorism attack. Media and elected officials begin saying that a smallpox bioterrorism attack merits a nuclear response. But now, in summary, the main point the author is trying to convey is that the existential threat from AI is real. But at the moment, however, it is the fake threats that I fear are the most imminent. Now, in my own personal opinion, I find the timing of this all very coincidental. I just find it interesting that we have all these different events coinciding together with specific rhetorics and agendas being pushed forward. Now, with that being said, for fellow believers in Jesus who are saved by the blood of the Lamb, I cannot encourage you guys enough to stand fast, to be bold in the Lord, to be a soldier of the Most High. Speak the truth. Do not be ashamed of the gospel, and also warn others of what's going on in this world, knowing that we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities in the heavenly realm. Stand fast as salt and light in this wicked world. Pray for discernment and wisdom, seeking the Lord for all understanding, and then give that discernment, give that wisdom to others. Whatever the Lord pours out onto you, you now have a responsibility to pass it forward. That is what a watchman or a watchwoman does. If you can't see the writing on the wall, you need to warn others around you. Now, I'm not telling you that you need to make videos and do all that, but to those in your life, share with what's going on in a loving way, in a compassionate way, with grace and mercy, with the fruit of the Spirit, which is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Understanding that a lot of this information can cause fear and anxiety, so you need to reassure people about their identity in Christ, the eternal hope and joy found in Jesus, and knowing that we are in a legitimate spiritual war right now. So with that, answer the call of being a soldier for the Most High and go forth speaking truth and being light and salt in this world. I love you all so much. God bless, and remember, the just shall live by faith.